Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, the show where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Can I just ask a last one on Gaza? The Secretary also spoke about this last week, saying that Hamas is not engaging right now. Can you give us any update on the efforts there, talks?
When it comes to talks, though, and what's happened over the past several weeks is that the mediators that discuss these issues with Hamas, so Qatar and Egypt, have been able to get them to engage at all. Qatar and Egypt have very much been willing, but have had no party at the other end of the line willing to engage substantively at all in these proposals. So we can't get a clear answer from Hamas of what they're willing to entertain and what they're not willing to entertain. So
5 minutes later.
Prem, go ahead.
Thank you, Matt. What we're seeing in Lebanon, we saw a similar pattern with regards to Rafah. There was cumulative attacks that led to a good deal of destruction. So how does this precedent of Rafah portend for Lebanon?
So every conflict is different, but if you look at what we continue to engage with Israel about when it comes to Lebanon, is ensuring that they have the ability to attack terrorist targets, terrorist infrastructure, a terrorist organization, but ultimately we want to see a diplomatic resolution.
Well, was that the case with Rafah? For instance, not just in Rafah, but
We've never wanted to see a diplomatic resolution with Hamas. Hold on. We've never wanted to see a diplomatic resolution with Hamas. Hold on. We've never wanted to see a diplomatic resolution with Hamas.
Well, okay. Well, what about the ceasefire?
We wanted to see a ceasefire, but we have always
But
been committed to the destruction of Hamas. We have always been committed to the destruction of Hamas. We have always been committed to the destruction of Hamas. We did want to see a ceasefire, but we have always made clear that we wanted to see a different authority moving forward in governance of Gaza.
Okay, but so for instance, other UN satellite image shows that 66% of Gaza structures have been damaged. And you earlier today said that the U.S. supports the targeting of terrorist infrastructure, not civilian infrastructure. Does the U.S. believe 66% of Gaza's buildings are terrorist infrastructure?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Which is why we have been engaged to try to reach a ceasefire to end that conflict, which is why we have been pushing for a ceasefire for months. And I wish that Hamas would come to the table and work with us on a ceasefire. Hold on. We've never wanted to see a diplomatic resolution with Hamas. As you heard me saying earlier, Hamas has been absent for weeks. Won't even respond to the mediators putting forward ideas asking whether they would agree to a ceasefire or not. We have always been committed